Late Answer, A Civil War Seminar by Donald Davidson. The talk had drifted further than they dreamed, while in the dusk the Adirondacks gleamed, and all around us in the afterglow Vermont woods turned purple, and the slow fog banners mustered out of the darkling range. Then Harvard said, "Oh, not that war! How strange that you should mix it in. Why, who would talk of 61, or bother to make walk old John Brown's ghost that's laid past all debate? There's no ill will from here to scituate. When I said war, I meant, of course, the late unpleasantness. I must say you surprise me with these dank Faulknerian memories. Why should you care for what we've long forgot? That's not the issue now." His center shot made darkness blessed while I lurked in it. I guarded well what teeth I had to grit, and would for one have been content to see the northern dark scoop up the mystery, and roll till day dawn in its starry sieve whatever explanations I could give. Then Vassar bugled, Amherst brayed, and Yale picked up the scent. They gave tongue on my tale. "Admit, confess, nostalgic. No, he fights historical process. Absurd monuments. Remember what? Gastonia? That makes sense." I froze. They passed, but sober Dartmouth's whip corrected soon their ragged huntsmanship. 2 briar pipes glowed at me, and one said, "We've heard so much, and so much more have read, about that cry the Confederate soldiers gave. The rebel yell, you know. And yet to save my life I could not confidently cite one decent account of what it sounded like. The books all disagree. Now, won't you tell just what it was? Or better, give the yell." How could he learn what history books forbade? And why should I instruct him? I was glad once more that night-time and their courteous pause could shelter me and veil the ancient cause. If I should tell them, what would telling mean to men whose logical eyes might never see those living fields I knew, where memory was not yet shut in many books, but strode, a young Telemachus, the old plank road? Had they not seen him thread the wilderness shade, flaming, that day we fought the Vermont Brigade, and on their side 1,000 fell? Had they no whispering in the live bone of that day? But well I knew what moved on the Rapidan, whose lines in the brush, and so my heart began. The whispering in the marrow spreads to the brain. The remembering heart carries it around again, till it beats in the throat, the lips, the weeping eye, and is born at last in a brazen, wordless outcry. But if that whisper's fettered in the brain, the heart, forgetful, takes not back again. Throat and lips are cool, the eye is dry, speech clear and perfect, and there's no outcry. You who debate by night cannot be mourning far-off kinsmen dead or a roof burning. Yet a burning roof, kin dead long ago, if you could weep, would give you right to know. The sound of valor where it dwells with sorrow, or, chilled by reason, hides in the deep marrow. Did you hear it rousing once at Saratoga? Or when the Highland dead at Ticonderoga lay naked to the stars? Or when the blood of Jennie McCrea cried out, "You understood"? We mourned with you then in brotherhood, and I'll weep with you now for those whose names burn on your monuments like altar flames. Come, let no darkness daunt us, let us go where Cornwall village dreams not far below, and on their obelisk read how Truman Lane died in the wilderness. Stillman Smith was slain at Donelson, and at Cold Harbor Captain Sampson. Then, strangely, Alva Barlow, hung by guerrillas. The stone does not say where. Perhaps it's not a monument's affair. But I'll weep, even for Alva, if you can weep for him, for all, for Southern boys asleep, like these your fathers may somewhere have known. We, too, have names that blaze on moldering stone, and I have seen men's tears fall while they slept, and heard a shouting while I wept. A century off, yet louder in my ear than all that's so much magnified and near. Ah, Truman Lane, you heard it well as I. That rage of belief, the tears, the mystery, quickened the flags of men right willing to die. Only such men could tell what once could be, hear what we hear, see what we see.